welcome to BierTier, the German engineer. Today we are back with oxygen not included. And we're gonna pick up where we left off last time. I think we need to implement our heating system and keep our plants alive. So let's do just that and jump right into it. Alright, so here we are. Let's take a look where we are at. So we have enough housing for 10 dupes and we have exactly 10 dupes. What a coincidence that is, isn't it? So we also have our storage units down here, our storage bins. Looks like they are pretty full when we take a closer look at those here. We only have a few left that have some space, so we gotta extend our storage. And it would probably be smart to put some on the top here at some point, so they don't have to come all the way down here every time. So we will need to expand upwards. We need to be very, very mindful of this chlorine up here, because that could become a problem. We just need to use it later so we can clean our water. But first of all, let's take care of this over here. We're saying if the ambient temperature of this water here goes below 20 degrees, we're going to turn on, not off, our liquid tepidizer here. Let's take a look here. It's still nice and warm. Our water is at 27 degrees, 26 degrees, and it's heating up our storage bins just nicely. So we should get more water in here soon. I say we get rid of all this stuff right here, and then we start digging downwards and add a little bit more storage. Again, not optimal to have it all on the bottom, but for now, it will be doing just fine. So we're gonna get rid of all this stuff here, and we can play the game, by the way, so we can heat up the bottom as well. And we're just gonna do the exact same thing that we did before. We're gonna add another row of tiles in here and deconstruct this bottle emptier, since we definitely won't need that anymore, that's for sure. Let's speed up this whole thing here, and then we're gonna just duplicate exactly what we have above with our 3s in a row. And I should have immediately put some airflow tiles in there, which I of course forgot again, but that is okay. We can always change that. So let's go into furniture, find our sculpting block, and slap one into each and every one of those. Those should now be masterworks, which will work out in our favor. Gonna give these here the same settings as above, and perfect. So now we just gotta start digging down here. We're just gonna go 4 tiles at a time and tell them to dig all this stuff here out. They can also start deconstructing all this nonsense here. We don't need it anymore. Just whenever they have time. Down here, how are we looking? 10 degrees. Maybe we should make it 15. I want this here to be running so that this here heats up nicely. Let's take a look at our overview. We are still pretty cold, but our insulated pipes here should work. So we are about to get rid of a bunch of CO2. Let's take a look at that as well. It's already a little bit lower. We lowered it. It was almost all the way up to our bedrooms, which is not good. So we're just gonna keep on heating this up here for another couple minutes, and then it should be fine. Let's take a peek in our printing pod. What have we got? Sand. That's cool. What else do we have here? Can we bring on another dupe, maybe? We still have enough calories, and we are about to get even more when we build our heating system, so that's not a big deal. What do we have here? Tidying, doctoring, supplying, morale bonus while in space. None of those are too good, quite honestly. Let's just get some sand for now and see what we can do with our skills. Gossman has new skills. Let's take a look. Super hard digging. Yeah, you're our second digger, aren't you? Here, have a new hat. Wonderful. And Joshua, you are our third digger, aren't you? Wonderful. And also you get an even better hat. You can never have enough diggers. Alright, so this here is already deconstructed. So we can give it another 4 tiles to make sure that this here gets removed. But it will also store more carbon dioxide, but I want to have it at the bare minimum flush right here. And that shouldn't take very long. Where's our heat at? We're getting better down there. Temperature overlay doesn't look bad at all. Here we have our airflow tiles. Yeah, that should work out. We just need a little bit more heat. You here. Let's make you 25. Let's make it nice and hot down here. And then we can hook up our water line here. And I think we can already do that, as a matter of fact. So let's go to plumbing, grab a liquid pipe, and put that water into here. That is already up there. Wonderful. It's coming down right now. We just gotta go deconstruct. Super high priority. Actually, let's give it absolute full priority. As soon as the water comes down, we need to turn it off pretty quickly to keep our loop going indefinitely. And I see there's a piece missing there as well. So right now, come down, deconstruct it, and wonderful. That should work. Now we just need to go to plumbing and get an insulated pipe, not a radiant pipe. And also this here should be upgraded, I hope. And the water inside of our pipe here is at 0.7, 0.8 degrees. Let's see if it will survive it without freezing. Only one way to find out, but we will see how it goes. Should be okay since our pipe is insulated. So yeah, let's let that run and get rid of a bunch of CO2 and our dupes. And meanwhile, get rid of this here to get rid of the CO2 that is in here. Also in here, we actually have a little problem because our CO2 is also in here. And it's gonna get more and more and more over time. So what we need to do is actually swap out that left side here for airflow tiles. Something like this here. We're gonna get a lot more water, hopefully soon. Where's our ice? Negative 5.4 degrees. Where's our water temperature? Still decent. So that should work out. Now I think is a good time to start with our first loop. So we're going to build plumbing, an insulated liquid pipe, and we're gonna just build it out of sandstone. Yeah, that's fine. So we're gonna come out of here with it and come, well, actually, we don't need to use this one here, do we? We can't just use the one we already have. We just gotta split it off. So we're just gonna make this one here nice and insulated so the water stays warm. Then we come over here and now we are starting to build a normal pipe along here. Then once again insulated coming out of here over to here, and once again liquid pipes into here. From here, when we come out, insulated pipe once again. Just gonna come up here those stairs, wonderful. Then back over into here, then liquid pipe all the way down here. One piece of insulated pipe over to here, then one piece of liquid pipe right there. I don't think that's actually how it works, is it? Then we come just straight across here. So we gotta make all this here actually not insulated. We just gotta make it a pipe. Back up to here with normal pipes. And then we just gotta come all around here with two bridges and let it flow into where we started. And that is our loop that should heat up our plants pretty quickly and pretty nicely. We just gotta get it done. So where is our liquid bridge? It's right here. We wanna have one here and we wanna have one there. That's gonna work out just fine. Then we're gonna go with insulated pipe into here, out of there and into here. Then all the way down here and into there. So we lose as little heat as we can. That should work. Let's see if everything that we want to be normal pipe is actually normal pipe. I don't think it is. So we're gonna let them just build it for now, which will be fine. And then we're gonna fine tune it just a little bit. I think that one or two of those tiles here are actually insulated pipe that shouldn't be. But we will sort it out here very, very shortly. It may also be time to dig a little bit further up, because I do like to have some showers up here. And those showers we're going to implement in a little bit. First of all, we need to make sure that we get rid of all the stuff that comes with it. Here we have a muck root in the ice. I don't think that's how that quite works either. So we're going to build over here and I'm going to pause it right now. Because this here is polluted oxygen. And polluted oxygen is really not our friend. So what we need to do is we need to have a deodorizer, and we're just going to put one right here, and as soon as we have one right up there, then we tell them to dig out all this stuff here too high on each side and come all the way over to here. We're going to go with our ladder further up, and we're going to come also with our fire pole. We can start again right here. That should work out. We just need to give those deodorizers here a really high priority, so those get built ASAP. Then we can see that the polluted oxygen is already pretty heavily in our base here. So those deodorizers, as soon as they're here and they're filled with sand, they will take that polluted oxygen and make it nice, normal, breathable oxygen. So that's gonna be perfect. And are you guys are gonna build my pipe system here, please? Let's take a look at that pipe system while we are at it. plumbing overlay. So for example here, yeah, here we have one, here we have one, and here we have one. That is actually the wrong pipe. We want to have a liquid pipe here. Can I not upgrade you? Do I have to actually delete it? Really? So I want to delete this one. I want to delete this one here, this one here. What else? This one here, this one here. All these here should not be insulated. Wonderful. Now we just gotta find our pipe. Let's do the liquid pipes first. We're gonna come into here and into there. Into here and into there. This here is fine. Here we build over. That works. This here is good. Here we build over. That's fine. And then we need an insulated pipe that comes into here. And that should then finally complete our heating loop and should get our food production back up and running. Oh damn, I kind of forgot. Those deodorizers now need power. I'm not sure why. They didn't used to. They just added that actually quite recently. So we're gonna give them some power. This one here and this one here as well. How much do we have now in our base? Yeah, because I didn't hook it up to power. We have it all over the place. But that is okay. That should be built in absolutely no time at all. Looks like our pipe system is ready. So let's turn this here on and just give it 1000 grams a second. Let's give it a 7 priority so somebody actually comes and does that. And the water will start flowing here pretty soon. Let's see, our water is at 9 degrees. It's coming down the insulated pipe. And if you pump more water through it, it will also work better. So slowly but steadily, our pipe system should heat up our plants. And they should begin to work again. Probably this one here first. You're halted for body temperature because you're at 2.9 C. But that should rise relatively soon, I hope. To get it up and going, let's just crank it all the way up. Give it full force. And we are not wasting a single drop of water doing this, because we're just pumping it around. All it does, it costs us a tiny little bit of power. 240 watts to be precise, to keep our pump running. So we put all of our slime down into here, and that is suboptimal. Reason being is that slime emits polluted oxygen the moment it comes out. Off the ground, I mean. So as soon as we dig it up, we're gonna build 2 more deodorizers, 1 on each side. We're gonna give them each this time a power wire. Can't forget about it a second time. So that's all this here does for right now. It just provides us with a little bit more space. And right there in the middle, where is our storage bin? Here it is. I'm just gonna put 1 here and 1 there. And these 2 storage bins are going to do nothing but holding slime. So we're gonna tell these here, do not accept slime at all. And we're just gonna copy those settings to all of them. Get rid of the slime. And the slime immediately falls out. So as soon as this stuff here is built, and let's give it a little bit of higher priority here. So that stuff here gets actually done. And we tell it go to organic, slime only, with a number 9. And make it this one. And as soon as this one here is built, we're gonna give it this one as well. So all the slime should come up to here, right beside the deodorizer. And the moment it emits any gas, our deodorizer should catch it. Our carbon skimmer down here in the bottom is still working. It still has plenty of water in it. That is perfect. That's exactly what that should look like. It should have water here that is fed into there, and that should always be full. So it can be a continuous cycle. So even if we set this one here way low, so let's set it to 50 and let it run for a few seconds at once, it should never run out of water and stop. It is an infinite loop. Perfect. So we're gonna go back up to 150. So all the CO2 can sink to the bottom here. It just takes a little while, but it works. It works perfectly fine. Let's take a look here. F4. Here we have still 600 grams of it, and it will be a little bit. So soon we're gonna dig through all of this stuff here and connect it all up. Well, that's gonna be difficult because I forgot we have this cobalt volcano here. So I need to be careful with that. But also there is of course a little trick for it. How's our ice looking? Our ice is at negative 4.7 degrees. Our plants, we have another one going. How are you here? 5.2 degrees. You're getting there slowly, so we may have to actually use radiant ones. So let's, oh, we have a couple ones that are growing again. Look at this. 10.3 degrees. I think we're still doing fine on calories. We're just gonna let it run. We're not gonna waste any material on radiant pipes. So if you take a look over here, radiant liquid pipes, they are very good in giving the heat off of what's in it, which would be perfect for what we do here, but they cost copper, refined copper, which is pretty expensive. So currently, I don't think that is a good use for our resources because we're doing fine. There's not really a reason to mess with that. So we're just gonna leave it as it is for right now. And we hope that our ice here melts pretty soon. But here we have one at negative 4.4 degrees. We're still losing water because we're using it for stuff like research, but that is okay. Okay, so next of all, we have a little problem. We are running pretty low on coal. That is very, very problematic since it's currently our only source of power generation. So first of all, we need to dig up some coal. So let's tell our dupes to just come over here and dig a... Well, that is actually not going to work here. How about this here? We're going to come here and we're going to tell them to dig up 4 high and dig all this stuff here out. And then we're going to tell them over here, come over and dig it out 2 high so they can walk through. And then we're just going to remove the floor and get all this coal here. We're also going to get all this coal here in the bottom. That is what we really, really need right now, to be quite honest. But for a sustainable production of coal, we need to ranch hatches. So let's come over here and dig all this stuff here out all the way to right around there. Yep, that should be okay for right now. And what we can also do to help out with the consumption. So let's come down here and let's build 2 smart batteries. One right here and the other one would be perfect right there, but there we don't have space currently. Actually, we would have space. We don't have enough food to actually use it. So let's get rid of this here. Get rid of it. Get the food into this one. Not sure why we have split them currently. We don't have enough. We can take better care of that later. And then we build another smart battery right here. Then we need to go to power once again and hook it up to right here to our actual power. And then we need an automation wire. Automation wire right here. We're going to build one down to here and one down to here. And now that the smart battery is built, I can show you what it does. So we can tell it when to go to green and when to go to red, when to send a on signal and when to send an off signal. So once all this automation stuff here is built, which will be in a heartbeat, we're saying on this one here, when it is at 100%, turn it off, and when it is at a 0%, turn it on. And the same is actually set up for this one here. It is currently at 0%. We are producing not enough power to it. Well, we are producing enough power. Problem is just that it's not hooked up yet. So this one here will now produce power until these batteries here are up to 100%. And that is actually quite a lot. So we're gonna change this one here. We're gonna give it a low threshold of 10%. And this one here a high threshold of 80%. And the other one we leave exactly where it is. That should help us save a lot of coal, because currently those coal generators, even though we don't need all that power that we are currently using, we are still having them running. So we're going to actually turn all this here off to deconstruct. Our dupes cannot reach it. We're going to build one more and then we slowly but steadily, with a number 9 deconstruction priority, have one dupe come over here and deconstruct them one by one by one by one. And that works out just fine without hurting our dupe. And we're getting our resources back. So this one here should turn off pretty soon when it is at 80%. And now one coal generator is already turned off. And the other one here, this one here we set to 80 and 10. Let's make this 20. And this one here we set to 90 and 10. And that should work out much better for our coal generation endeavors. Okay, our dupes have dug out this whole area down here and they are currently building our areas for ranching. The only problem is we can't ranch without the appropriate technology. So we're going down here and we're going to tell them to research ranching. We will also need animal control afterwards, but for right now, there is really no need for it. These doors here, of course, gotta stay open. Even through open doors. If they didn't update that at some point in time, even open doors should not be affected. Or better to say, our ranches cannot go through them. That would be the idea. Where do we have hatches? Down here. Wonderful. We just need to make sure that those hatches get exactly where we need them. We need to wrench them, wrestle them, and get them into here. But before that, we need that technology or we can do nothing. We have a new blueprint. What do we have? Cooking, operation and digging, building and farming. We could make you a new farmer. Increase machinery, immune to food poisoning, none of that matters. Grilling, you would be a cook over here with increased excavation, but we're gonna get the farmer. Farmer has no bedroom. There's a problem. That makes him probably quite unhappy. So instead of going up, because I don't have anywhere to put the chlorine yet, we're just gonna build down. And that's pretty easily done. We're just gonna go to refinement and we build our rock crusher one level lower. Get rid of this one here. And then we build our whole setup once again. Power transformer needs to go in the back here. Then we need walls right here. Then we need doors here and there, here and there, and here and there. And let's take a look at what our power does. Our power is just hanging around here. Now that we don't use it anymore for anything, might as well get rid of it and get our resources back. We're gonna lock the top ones. And we're gonna open up the bottom ones. And you can see by now that everything that we are doing is done immediately because the dupes have cleaned up our base very nicely. They just had enough time to pick up some stuff whenever we are doing nothing else. So let's pause it for a second and let's build our setup. Large sculpts on the left and on the right, as well as on the right for our bedrooms. Then we need to go in here and we need to find our cots and slap them into there. We need to go into medicine and find a wash basin, slap it right there, and then plumbing, we have our outhouse right here. This is how quick and easy this setup is to build and to expand. Not only here, we could have another row over here or over there or wherever the hell we want. It doesn't really matter because it's so simple, so easy, so fast. It is just wonderful. That's exactly how that should be in my opinion. And our calories are going up, so more and more of our meal wood is coming back to life. Slowly but steadily. It takes some time since we are choosing not to use radiant pipes, but that's just how it goes. How are we looking down here? We're looking good. How's our research? Not so hot. Advanced research is done, but novice research is still missing. That is okay. We're gonna have it in a heartbeat. So I think that right above here maybe, right in this area where we already have all this polluted water and whatnot, we should probably start to build a little bit of a reservoir for polluted water. So let's build something along these lines. We are going to build right here. First of all, let's see, insulated tiles. Well, do we have to really insulate it? I don't think so. It will be all right. So right above our setup here, and probably a little bit to the right. Well, actually, we could build it right below this here. That probably would make our life a hell of a lot easier. We could just build it right here. Kind of like this. It doesn't need to be as quick because we're just temporarily storing the water in there before we take it out and get rid of it. Let's build it kind of like this here. Maybe one more on each side. Yeah, that should work. You're gonna come down with a ladder. We're gonna go across here. And so we get there in the first place, we need a ladder set up right there. Wonderful. That's exactly what we need to build now. And it looks like our wrenching is ready. Perfect. So let's take a look into stations. We have a grooming station right here. The grooming station is the heart of our whole operation. We need that right there. And in food, we have a critter feeder and a critter drop-off. Let's build the a critter feeder right here and the critter drop-off right beside it. Just like that. That's exactly what we need. And since we will need it anyway, we may as well take our grooming station and put it into the next one as well. Just like, let's get rid of all this stuff here, our feeder and our drop-off. So now we gotta take a look in here. We do have nobody who has that skill. That is slightly problematic. What are we gonna do about that? What do we have in here in skills? Bonnie, you could do this here. Who else? Can anybody of our dupes that has a new skill learn critter ranching? We don't have a single rancher that has leveled up. This one here though. can become it when he levels up next time. Rowan. So Rowan, you're gonna be our rancher soon, but not right now. What about Ruby? What are you up to, Ruby? Ruby already has her favorite skills. So we're gonna give you improved tinkering, give you 2 machinery. That does not hurt. We need that later on. You are already out of moral. We're gonna leave you alone. You can do a little bit more, can't you? Oh, I should have checked first. Now we have another one with improved tinkering. Well, it does not hurt to have enough of them. By now, yeah, look at this. Look at how high his morale is up. That's exactly what I'm looking forward to. And we're going to give you a red hat? Sure, you're going to get a red hat. Why not? Right here, you're going to get improved construction. Construction and digging, doing both at the same time. That should work out. And you're our chef, aren't you? Are we going to give you a level 2 chef even though we don't use you for anything yet? Once we do, it will be great. So, and we have our first demolition builder. I don't think anybody else has reached that level yet, have they? I don't think so. Wonderful. But it still is a problem. Because we want to get hatches in here. And we want to have 8 hatches in here. And auto-wrangle surplus. And let's find some hatches that we can wrangle and at least put into there. Here's one. Here's one. Let's wrangle those 2. Wrangle this one here. And here's another one running around. Let's wrangle you at all. We still don't have the skill available for it. I did not consider that. Yeah, that is suboptimal. But what can you do? It's alright. We will also survive that little mistake. Okay, they built exactly what I wanted them to build. That's perfect. So now we gotta send our dupes into the water. It's not gonna be pretty, but it has to happen. Because first of all, before we do anything else, we need to get the water that is in here to in here. That is highly, highly important. We want all the polluted water away from where we are right now, and we want to get it all into one localized place. And if we have that, we can then build our stairs down here and get it out of here. Currently, we can't just mop the rest up, so we tell them not that. We're gonna tell them number 9 priority, mop everything that's left over up. Oh, they actually can already come down here. That's dangerous, guys. What are you guys doing? You're gonna die on me down here. So let's come over here. Let's dig all this stuff out. And then we need to leave this one piece there until the water level drops. So the water does not flow over and get out of here. We do not want that. Actually, leave this here. We need it later. On this side here, we can tell them to build down. By now, they're pretty safe. Just gotta make sure that our water doesn't escape either. That's another thing that we need to keep in mind. So let's tell them to dig out all this stuff here. ASAP with a pretty high priority, a higher priority than the building priority. And we can now also safely dig up that piece right there to build stairs so our dupes can get back out. Currently, they may actually be stuck down there. So let's hope we don't lose another one out of stupidity. Go on, build this here. We need to build this here ASAP. Nothing has a higher importance than building this here before they die down there. Now that we have this here, we can build up here a little bit. And actually this here, I'm going to build this here out of airflow tiles. And then we're going to have another deodorizer just standing right here on the edge. And then we're going to go 1, 2, 3 up. Build right here. Nice little area out. So none of those gases can escape too far from where we currently are. I'm going to keep building over here. We're actually going to remove one of them and deconstruct one of them, just so the integrity stays where we have a space on each side. Great. Now we need to come over here with power from a fresh one, just like this here. Perfect. I'll come down to here, into there, and up to this deodorizer. All that needs to be built as soon as we can. Actually, the deodorizer is in a bad location right there. I forgot the one piece that we need right there. And that is gonna be, we need to get rid of all this stuff. So let's, where do we have our bottle emptier? Right here. Let's get rid of this one here, please. Guys, somebody. Somebody get rid of this deodorizer here. Can we do that? Anyone? Anywhere? There you go. Then we actually going to build our deodorizer one space further over. And then we're going to build a, where you're hiding, a bottle emptier right there. So the polluted water that we already have can go into here. Wonderful. That's exactly how that should look like. And we turn our bottle emptier to only have polluted water. And right here, we're going to turn on our deodorizer to make sure I get putting some sand in there. And we're getting rid of all this polluted oxygen right here. All right, perfect. Now on the other side of this here. So we're going to have him dig out this whole area here. All this polluted water, we will mop up or pump out all over to here. That's going to be perfect. And when it's in there, we're going to build a whole slew of things on this side here. And I think this may be a good moment to show you about a 1 minute long time lapse of what my actual building process looks like. Usually I would cut it out, but I figured some of you may be interested. And if you made it this far into the video, which is, well, quite an achievement all by itself, and you have not subscribed yet to my channel, take a look at these numbers here. Barely any of you are subscribed. Maybe, give it a consideration. And while I'm here, how about you take a look at my brand new Discord server that I just opened for you guys on my channel. Come by, hop in, let's have a conversation. Let's talk about whatever you want to talk about. Engineering, preferably, or gaming. But now back to our normal programming, and let's finish this episode off. Alright, so far we're looking pretty decent. There's one more thing I want to do today before we end the episode. That is to get rid of the slime here. It is just a complete disaster. And actually the polluted oxygen here is taking over a little bit, isn't it? So we need to do something about that too. We need to get, first of all, rid of this here, and then maybe concentrate our deodorizers down into this area. It's not a big deal. Polluted oxygen is not really harmful in this map. It does carry disease, but it does not here. Since we really don't have a lot of germs because it's so cold here, it's not really that big a deal. So even the polluted stuff that we are pumping in here, once again, no issues. You see the germ count going down, and we can see over here that the germs are changing -2 per second. They're just gonna die in there all by themselves for right now. Later on, that will not be the case anymore, because even though it's cold, it's gonna be too many germs that they all die off before we put it back into our drinking water. When we look at our drinking water, nice and clean, 0 surface germs. That is exactly what we want to see. But what did I want to do? I want to get rid of that slime. So we're gonna get an algae, that's the word, damn it. Algae distiller. And we plop it right here. It's actually a perfect position for it. It does require power. So this here only takes 5 watts. May as well use the same wire. That is not a big deal. And when we built it, it has an output. Because what it outputs, well, that is actually polluted water. So more water goes into here. You're going to slap a liquid vent right there and tell them to build it. This area here is now also built. Best case scenario, that's exactly what we need. We just got to get this here built and give it a high priority so that stuff comes out of those storage bins into here, and we are producing wonderful, wonderful polluted water, which will then be converted into drinking water, and we are getting more and more water into here. How is our melting going? Well, not necessarily this bin, but the one right beside it is -2.5 degrees. It should melt soon. What temperature does ice actually liquefy? Melting point is -0.6 degrees. That's where we need to get it. Now our water, still nice and warm. Take a look at the heat in here. This whole area is nice and warm, and we can also see slowly but steadily that this area here is heating up. It takes time without using radiant pipes, but we are going still up with our calorie count, so that is really not at all on my priority list. Taking a look at our blueprints. What do we have here? Anybody that helps us? Doctoring, don't need that. Farming, another farmer. I don't think And it cannot build either. What do we have here? There's construction, medicine, agriculture. I don't think any of these are good, so we're gonna get a snazzy suit. And we're gonna give, who are we gonna give the snazzy suit? Let's take a look at our skills here. We have Joshua. Joshua can now become a hazmat digger. It will put him outside of his morale, but that is okay because he will go right back up. I'm pretty confident in that. That was Joshua. Joshua gets the fancy hat. So does Gossman. Gossman gets a new hat. And what about Abe? Abe can now become our critter rancher. Perfect. We just gotta go to priorities, ranching. And where's Joshua? Where are you hiding, Joshua? Here you are. That is now your second job. Oh, where's actually your first one? Huh. Did I say Joshua? Am I going nuts? Abe. That's it. Not Joshua. That explains it. I was like, what is going on with you, Joshua? It's Abe that needs to do it. Where is Abe at? Here's Abe. Oh, of course. And you're also going to be our rancher. So go ahead. Get all those critters. Wrangle them up. Maybe we can watch him do his job somewhere. That would be a good end. And our algae distiller is up. It uses 600 grams of slime and emits 200 grams of algae and 400 grams of polluted water. That is going straight into here. That is perfect. That's exactly what we need. And we have our first hatches in here. And I'm immediately trying to feed him sedimentary, or what is this here called? Sedimentary rock. That's it. Sedimentary rock will make him to stone hatches and will give us smooth hatches later. The problem is that I don't have a lot of that rock. I can't really find any. So that may be slightly worrisome. Down here is more. So we may have to dig down here just to get to this rock, just so we can properly ranch our hatches. Over here is more. That is probably a better way to get there. Yeah, we have clay and sedimentary rock. That's fine. So let's take another look at our base. We are pretty decent. Our level of carbon dioxide is scalding. Oh yeah, because you're standing on the wrong side. Yeah, you're of course hot. But that's fine. But where did we stop? Oh yeah, carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide levels are perfect. So that's looking good. Our power setup, pretty stable. And now very, very efficient with our smart batteries here. It is only running what needs to be running. So currently we're filling up our batteries, I hope. Or maybe we are just holding, whatever. It's definitely enough to keep powered what needs to keep powered. We have, temperature-wise, increased the temperature. See here, this whole row is already up and running, and here, these ones here are coming. And that is just by pumping water through our base, without using any radiant pipes. With radiant pipes, it would have gone just like that. Not a big deal. The materials overlay, we can see we have a bunch of polluted oxygen. That would be an issue on every other map. It's not on this one, so I'm not too worried about it. Apparently this one deodorizer here is nowhere near enough to get it done. So what if we just slam those things down here? How about that? I have no idea if that would make it any better or worse, or... I've never tried. So let's see what it does. Hook it up to power. Give it some sand. Turn them all on. That's, cannot... Okay, now they're all four working. Let's take a look. Is that enough to get all this polluted oxygen out of here? It may take a little bit, but we will see here soon if those can do it or not. Regardless, next time around, we're going to get rid of this polluted water here. This is just a temporary storage. And yeah, we will go from there. So I think we have done pretty well in this episode. It may not look like a lot on the surface, but this here will be a stable source of food and coal, and loaded later on of refined materials with a much higher efficiency than our rock crusher over here, especially since it doesn't take up a dupe. Next time around, we will build a Churminator, if you want, to get rid of the churms out of our water, and we will expand our liquid pipe system through our base and replace our wash basins and our outhouses with a little bit of a fancier version, with a lavatory. When you take a look at the lavatory, it has an input and an output on it. And with that input and that output, we hook up our pipes, putting fresh water in, dirty water out, and convert it back to fresh water so we can reuse it. But that's it for this episode. If you like what you're seeing, how about you subscribe to the channel? Leave a like on the video, and maybe even leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you think. Oh yeah, and I do have a new Discord channel. Link in the description below. Thank you, and peace.